What's up, boys? Back again with another video for you all. Topic for this video is beating your meat, boy. So basically, we're gonna talk about this habit, bruh. So basically, we all know that most men nowadays, most people nowadays, they be beating their meat, bruh. So, I'm gonna tell you why you need to stop, alright? Alright, so let's get straight into it. So basically, number one, it ruins your mindset, you know? What I mean by that, it ruins your mindset, is that, think about your wife. Your wife is basically this person that, you're supposed to bring life with. You're supposed to bring another person with. You're trying to reproduce with him. That's basically like, you have a spiritual bond. I'm Muslim, and in Islam, it's half your deen, basically, your religion, or like your way of life. So basically, like, it's very important. And basically, it ruins your mindset because you're out there living in life. You have no wife. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to improve yourself. You're trying to gain some value. You're trying to become a better man. But when you beat your meat, bro, you're already having you're tricking your mind into having the reward when you truly don't have the reward yet. So what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna feel lazy, you're gonna feel sluggish, you're gonna feel dreadful, you're gonna feel trash, you're gonna feel buns, bro. You're gonna feel buns. So basically, it just ruins your mindset. And it also correlates with, if you do get into, you do get married, you do get into a relationship, whatever it may be for you, basically, when you do have it, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna feel unhappy. You're not gonna feel happy because you see this white one, you see this black one, you see this brown one, you see this, you see that. There's so many options on the hub, right? When you beat your meat, bro, there's so many options. And what's gonna end up happening is that you're gonna feel unfulfilled because you got this one girl, and you be looking at many other girls, and you're gonna be thinking to yourself like, why am I only got one girl? And you're gonna end up doing something that you shouldn't be doing, buddy. So, it's gonna ruin your mind, bro. It's gonna ruin your mind. So why are you gonna do it? Why are we gonna do that? It's gonna ruin our relationship. Think about it. One of the biggest decisions of your life is choosing the mother of your children. And if you're gonna make the mother of your children unhappy, if you're gonna ruin that relationship and your bond, it's gonna show in the kids. Because at the end of the day, a large percentage of how a kid is brought up is how they're gonna turn out. So do you really want to sacrifice it? Because everything is connected, bro. Everything is connected. So basically, what I mean by that is, you continue to beat your meat, you get married, you and your wife connection together is not gonna be good. What's gonna end up happening is your kid, he's probably gonna end up a meat beater as well. He's gonna probably, beat women. I don't know, bro, but it all leads back, bro. It all leads back. You may think to yourself like, oh, it's digging too deep in, but like, in true reality, I ain't just speaking out of my butt, bro. I'm speaking out of, studies, research. There was a brain scan due to people, done to people who beat their meat and people who do cocaine. Is like very similar versus people who are normal. And it's just crazy, bro. Because if you go out nowadays and you look at random guys, bro, most people beat their meat, bro. That's messed up, bro. That is messed up. And then we think to ourselves like, why is society declining? What the hell is happening? It's because of this, bro. Not just because of this, but it's part of the problem. So if we want our generation, our future generation, our, trauma, what is it? Trauma dump or whatever the thing's called, but basically, like, your whole generation has trauma. If you want this to end, it needs to end with you. There's them anime quotes like, this ends with me. You know what I'm saying? Basically, we need to have that mindset inside of us. And the next one, I don't know what number, my 2 or 3, I don't know, but the next one is because it ruins your mentality. I was talking about mindset. This is mentality. I don't know if they're the same, but oh well. But basically, what I mean by this is, just imagine that guy. I forgot there was a guy in Rome. I forgot who it was, but I think it was a philosopher passed by him. But basically, there was this random guy who would look at strangers out in the middle of the Roman streets and beat their meat to them. And that's the mindset you're giving to yourself. Because if you genuinely think about like badass people, you don't think that they're beating their meat because why? They're with their significant other. You know, like stuff of life. This is haram, but basically, you know, prophets. You don't think that they would beat their meat, bruh. You know, scholars, they wouldn't beat their meat. A priest, they wouldn't beat their meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, people you look up to wouldn't do this fucking, excuse my language, wouldn't do this habit, right? If you look at a lion, you know, I don't know if they do, but if you think about a lion, the first thing you think about is them hunting, them being like a dog, you know what I'm saying? You don't think about them doing this because this habit, it makes you think like you're normal. It makes you think that, you know, you're normal, like everyone does it. But in true reality, that's what happens. You know, they make normal seem normal. Or they make something bad seem normal so more people can do it. You know, drain our energy, drain our spirit. You know, because every time you bust a nut, bro, after you beat your meat, bro, you're more prone to be controlled, bro. You're more prone to be controlled because, you know, your testosterone, your energy, it all comes down to your reproductive system. So if you're telling your mind that you're reproducing, sorry for the cough, but if you're telling your mind that you're reproducing already, it's gonna send a signal to your brain that you don't need to work hard no more because you already reached the end goal to reproduce. And that's not what we want. We want to stay sharp. We want to stay strong. You know? It just ruins your mentality, you know? Think about the person who's been, you know, who's been retaining seed for, let's say, like a whole fight camp versus he's hungry, you know, he wants to get the job done. He's been fasting, you know, whatever it may be, but he's been doing the stuff that keeps him hungry. What's gonna end up happening is that he's most likely gonna win the fight because he has that more inside of him, you know. And next one was mindset, mentality, and now it's mental health. The 3 M's, boy. The 3 M's. What I mean by this is it cooks your mind, bro. You just look at a female and it cooks your mind. You be having thoughts that you're not supposed to. You be staring when you shouldn't be. You should be lowering your gaze, buddy. But nah, you're ruining your mental health. You know? And it just cooks you. It just drains you. You know, when you're thinking about things that you shouldn't, when, you know, it gives you also that feeling where, like, you're unconfident, you're, you know, what is that word called? Basically, like, you're always within yourself, like, you ain't trying to go out of your shell, you're always inside your shell. It gives you that, I don't know, but it cooks your mental health, bro. It cooks your mental health because you know when someone's a meat beater, bro. You can just see them, like, the way they are with their mental health, you know, they're just so cooked. Like, if you think about a guy who's a brain rot, like someone who's brain rot, like, cooked, like their mind, as someone who definitely beats their meat, bro. And it's sad to see, bro, because that's the norm. That's the norm nowadays. And the next reason why is because it sucks, bro. It sucks because I know that feeling where you want something to be accomplished, you want something to be done, but at the end of the day, no matter how hard you try, no matter what precautions you take, no matter how hard you try, you just end up failing. And when you do that to yourself over and over and over again, think about it. You promise that you're gonna do something, but you never do it. It cooks your confidence. It cooks who you are because confidence comes from doing it, you know? So, like, if you just get that slow momentum, even a 0.1 momentum, you're gonna be like, all right, it's not as bad as it seems. You're gonna keep moving forward like Eren Yeager, right? You're gonna keep moving forward. And once you do, you know what? I've been doing this for a long time. Why can't I do more? And then you're gonna keep going. You got the momentum. You know, Andrew Tate has the quote: when a rocket is flying up in the sky, it doesn't stop halfway. It goes all the way up, right? It doesn't stop halfway like, oh, nope. It blasts through the atmosphere and gets up. Yeah. Basically, that's just a short video I want to create. It's funny. Hopefully, it was entertaining and educational, but you know, I was trying to make it like where it's like entertaining and funny, but also educational and motivational. All of that gave you some sort of what is that word called? Education. But yeah, I'll go. See ya.